Welcome to Bellalina Boutique. I wanted to make an ornament that reminded me of Michigan winters. You know, frosted window panes and all that jazz. So we're going to start by cutting up some tinsel into teeny tiny little pieces. I had a whole package of tinsel from last season and I just wrapped it up in some tinfoil and I'm just going to give it a little haircut into thousands of little pieces. Once that's done, I'm going to poke it down inside of this plastic bulb, and the static electricity holds it to the side of the bulb, and it just leaves a little pile at the very bottom so that I can nest some pretty little berries and some twigs and some colorful things down inside. It kind of reminds me of when ice crystals form on a window in the winter. And in Michigan, we don't have a whole lot of color. So what I'm trying to do here is resemble a Michigan winter by putting some of the pine needles down inside and the berries and twigs. So I had some berries on a twig and I just cut them all up. And I put one sprig of pine down deep in there. And I just keep cutting them up into all different sizes, no rhyme or reason, just piling them in there. The more the merrier. And I was really trying to get a lot of the red down in there because it really shows through all the silver and just makes it look like a little snow scene down in there. So I've got my second sprig of berries and I'm just cutting them all up, and you can see how pretty that red shows through the more you put in there. It kind of reminds me of walking through the forest in the winter. However, the glass reminds me of a frosted window pane, just like the song. Next, just pop on the top, and I'm going to add a little tiny Totally Dazzled applique. It just reminds me of a really pretty little snowflake. It's very, very detailed. And on top of that, I'm going to put some rhinestones, SS20 clear rhinestones. And the best way I can describe to do that is just to keep making little triangles, keeping your rhinestones spaced an equal distance apart, and your pattern will not look too janky that way. It will give you the perfect placement for your rhinestones, whether you're just doing a few or if you're doing the whole bulb. Next, I'm going to show you how to make a finger bow. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to string up a piece of black satin ribbon on the top for a hanger, and I'm going to seal the ends. When you make this bow, you wrap twice around your forefinger, and then you're going to wrap twice around your forefinger and your thumb. So there's one time, here's two times. And when you bring it up over that third time, you're going to take the tail and you're going to feed it down through the hole between your forefinger and your thumb and feed it through the bottom, and then you're going to feed it through the little loop on the top. And when you do that, you find your center and pull tight and you make a knot. Then you let the one that you wrapped around your forefinger twice in the beginning, you let that loose and it becomes the other tail. And then you just pull them apart. And so that you could see this a little bit better, I slowed the video down. So you just pull it apart and you have a cute little bow with two little loops on each side. I like this method a lot. It turns out perfect every time. Now all you have to do is a little bow fussing. You just have to pull the loops out and give them a little twist, and they stay just perfect. And I trim the tails just a little bit and seal it with some flame from lighter, and add a little bit of hot glue, and I'm going to add that right to the top of the hanger and add a little Totally Dazzled. Kind of looks like a pretty snowflake. And there you go. I absolutely love how this turned out. And if you love it too, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.